artery passes through the major opening on the base of the skull called foramen magnum, through which also passes through the spinal cord and medulla. Before the vertebral arteries join at the junction of the medulla and pons, they deliver blood to one part of the cerebellum and lateral parts of the medulla. So these are the two vertebral arteries. Next, we have the basilar artery, and it is a major blood vessel in the brain that plays a crucial role in supplying oxygen to the blood in the brainstem, cerebella, and other posterior brain structures. The basilar artery is the joining of two vertebral arteries. Next, we have the two posterior cerebral arteries, which is one on this side and one on that side, and is issued by the cerebral hemisphere for the posterior circulation provided by the basilar artery. The posterior cerebral artery provides blood to the posterior parts of the cerebral hemisphere, including occipital lobes and other parts of the thalamus and the corpus callosum. Next, we have the posterior communicating arteries, which is one on this side, right here, and one on that side. And it follows the basilar artery up the pons, and note where the posterior communicating artery is from, where the cerebral artery branches off into the left and right hemisphere, and it gives off a posterior communicative artery which links to the middle cerebral artery. Next, we have the two anterior carotid arteries, which is one right here and one right here, and is a continuation of the common cricoid artery, which is the main source of blood supply in the brain. The internal cricoid artery makes several sharp turns when it reaches the ventral surface of the temporal lobe, a hard right turn along the line of the Sylvian fissure. Next, we have the middle cerebral artery, which is one right here and one right here, and it supplies blood to the lateral surface of the temporal and parietal lobes, as well as part of the frontal lobe. This blood supplies includes the cortical regions associated with speech, language, and hearing skills. Next, I'm going to show you the anterior communicating artery, which connects from the middle cerebral artery to the anterior parts of the brain, and the two anterior cerebral arteries are connected through the anterior communicating artery.